So it was supposed to be one of our normal investigations we do. We got information from a very respected Ghanaian that what they are doing to that restored forest wasn't good and we should investigate. So we set out on Sunday. We reached there around 9:30 a.m. and we started our investigations. In fact, when we flew the drone initially, there was nobody on site. But when we approached, we saw two young men. We greeted them, went about doing our investigations. And then when we flew the drone, it went very far and we're picking the feed. Then I overheard him call somebody on the Motorola and said, there are some media men here, so come. So, it rang a bell in my ears. So I told the guy to bring back the drone. And before the drone could land, there were over 10 heavily built men, all of them armed with pump-action guns and rifles. So they approached angrily and asked us why we are filming the grounds. So they seized the drone. Even before it would touch down, one of the guys reached out and grabbed it. Then they seized the camera, did a thorough body search on us, took our phones, everything. Then they ordered us that we should board our vehicle and follow them. So I asked them, where are you taking us? Then he said, we are taking you to see the owner of the site in the next town. I said, fine. So one armed guy sat behind my driver in our car. Then the other one went into the bucket. Then there were two vehicles ahead of us, other vehicles behind, and motorbikes flanking us. So we drove for like 20 minutes. We got past the town that they said we were going, and they were still going. So I stopped the vehicle and I asked them, where are you taking us? Then they said, you don't have the right to ask us questions. You came to our site illegally. We want to do as we please with you. So if your driver cannot drive, then I am asking them to get him out. So they brought some gunmen. They wanted to force the driver out. And I said, okay, fine, let's go. So we drove for another 20 minutes. We entered some bushy area. There was an untarred road. Then they stopped the vehicles and asked us to get out. So at that point, I was really scared because I didn't know what they were going to do. Are they going to shoot us? What are they going to do? So I was asking them, why have you brought us here? You said we were going to see the site owner. Now we are in the bush. So what are we doing here? Then before I could say that, two hot slaps from behind and they pulled me out. Then they opened the doors, asked everybody to get out.
You had three other people with you?
Yeah, the drone pilot, the camera technician, and my driver.
Okay.
Then they started beating us. This one will come slap you from behind, the other one will come punch you.
You said you were about how many?
We were four. No, but they were more than 10.
All armed?
Fully armed. Pump action, rifles, knives. They were dressed like they were bandits.
Yeah, so what happened next?
So they started beating us. And in fact, the next 30 minutes, hot slaps. You wouldn't know. You'd be standing there and then one will come from behind. Wham!
They held you for as long as 30 minutes?
Yes. There were exchanges here and there. They said we should open our passwords. They want to format our phones. And I was trying to say that if you think we've taken pictures of your site, let me open the folder for you. Then delete your pictures. But when you say you are formatting my phone, you can't do that. I received a lot of slaps from there, so I had to give in. I said, okay, fine, do what you want with the phone. Then he was trying to do it. He was asking of my Apple ID. Seriously, I didn't remember it. So I told him I don't remember the Apple ID. And that infuriated them more. So the more we talk, they think we are lying and slaps. So eventually I saw a minibus approaching on the untarred road.
They ended up formatting your phones?
Yeah, they formatted two of the phones. They deleted mine. They were not able to do it, so they deleted the files.
Okay.
Then I went in front of the bus and it stopped. Then I yelled at the driver that we are journalists. I mentioned my name. We work with multimedia. They are trying to kill us. So help us. Then the driver stopped the vehicle, wanted to get out. Then they surrounded the bus with their guns and asked him to move. So he moved the vehicle. So I think it was at that time that they realized that somebody has gotten to know, so they have to leave. So then they grabbed a bag in my vehicle. It contained drone batteries, headset, tablets, and other things we used to operate the drone. Then they left.
They abandoned you guys there?
Yeah. So we went to the nearest town, Mansonkran, and we wanted to file a case with the police there, but they said they did not have jurisdiction, so we should go to Mansour Dubia. So we drove to Mansour Dubia, we filed a case, we were given forms to go to the Agro-Isum hospital. Then when we came back, they gave us 8 people, 8 police personnel armed. We went back to the site, and we met them. They were there, this time without their guns. But there were heated verbal exchanges with the police. Some of them saying it is their government that is in power. They are not entering any vehicle with any police. So they are refusing invitation. They are not joining the police vehicle. So the police left them. And we went back to Mansour Dubia, wrote our statements, and left the town in the night, around 9.
We'll come to